G'day, I'm Simulated Irk, and welcome to this episode 27 of Simulated Irk Train Simulator 2017. And as you can see in front of you, we'll be driving a London Underground train on the District Line. Now, these particular type of trains that we're about to see have actually been just removed, just retired from London Underground service. Although they are fairly authentic with the way they look on screen and the stations, etc. Now, this one is actually a freebie. I'll leave a link on the show notes at simulatedErk.com under episode 27 of Simulated Erk Train Simulator 2017, and there's a link to where you can download all the bits and pieces that go ahead and make this route and make these trains and everything like that. You do need a couple of bits of Train Simulator already downloaded. But the README file has information about that. You might need a couple of YouTube videos to work out how to install everything. You have to download stuff, you have to manually install stuff and insert it into the game. Now, you can only use this on standard mode or free roam mode, and when it comes to the controls, you must be using expert mode. You can't use simple and expect things to work. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a trip on the District Line, and we're going to be doing some signal testing, so we won't necessarily be in passenger service, but let's get on with it. Now, I actually found this by watching another video which I'll link to on the show notes by QWERTY Afro, who is actually a gamer from London. And I was just manually looking around, just looking at what videos people are putting out, that sort of stuff, because I haven't put out a lot lately for various reasons. I've been watching more than I've been producing, and I'm like, oh my god, Tram Air Mampoline, London Underground. Simpsons fans will get that reference. Because previously you could get London Overground stuff for South London, North London, various regional and long distance and high speed trains, but not anything for London Underground. So just like when I found something for Japan, I got very excited, and I'd never installed anything for Train Simulator before, but after a couple of YouTube videos I got the idea, and here we are. So, we're actually in the depot. Now, we are on Lily Bridge, Road 10 Middle. Now, I don't understand all of these abbreviations. Olympia, ECT, wherever that is, High Street, Kensington. So this is our train. So as you can see, it looks pretty schmick. The destination indicators on the side you can't change, but the ones on the front, hell yes you can. You just use page up, page down. There's a guide on the README, or attached to the README, which tells you all the keyboard controls, because there are some keyboard controls for things. Ealing Broadway, Richmond, Tower Hill, High Street Kensington, Putney Bridge, Parsons Green, not in service, Mansion House, Olympia, Earls Court, and back to Ealing Broadway. So we'll put in not in use. We'll turn our light on the front. There we go, and there's our driver. So when we go into the cab, when we go into the cab, what we have to do, we have to make sure, and how detailed is this cab, by the way. All of this, by the way, has been done by a group of people, a group of fans have modelled this from basically scratch, and it's a freebie. Some very talented people out there. So there's our main controls, including the coffee cup. and there's looking out the side of the cab. Now, when you get into the train, the cutting in, cutting out procedures on Underground is a little bit different from what I'm used to and what other trains do in Train Simulator 2017. So what you have to do, you have to go over here and make sure that the light where it says other cab on, make sure that light isn't on, because otherwise you won't be able to cut in at this end. So to get around that, Control Shift S, that light goes out, and then we can cut in. We can cut in and get moving at this end. Now, as I said, you have to be in expert mode when it comes to the controller. So we'll blow our whistle. We'll put our wiper on so we can see where the hell we're going. We've got the road. And so we'll take off. We've got the two controllers, the reverser and the combined power brake controller. So we'll hopefully be able to do our inching movement. Just don't make a liar out of me. There we go. Took a little bit of time to respond. Now, of course, you can do this via keyboard commands as well, but I prefer to use the mouse. 10 mile an hour speed limit in the depot, which seems rather high compared to what I'm used to. 13 kilometers an hour. Well, that'd be about the same. So we'll just drive in the yard for the moment. Some forklifts going on over there, some forklift action, loading some stuff into a truck. It's pretty cool. Now we've got the road to continue, but we're only in the yard, so no need to get excited, as I usually say on these videos. So our first waypoint is Olympia on the district line. So there's our signal out of here. Now, one thing that you will notice, track workers, one thing that you'll notice is that you won't necessarily have greens all the way. So you will have to pay attention to the signals. Unlike some of the other scenarios, etc. So as far as I'm concerned, and the map indicates that, we're still in the yard, so no need to get excited. This guy should acknowledge me, but there's obviously nothing that they can. So there's various scenarios that you can go and drive. You can go in free roam, or you can go in standard mode. Lots of places on the district line that you can go. So we can pick up speed a little bit now. The braking takes some getting used to. But then again, I'm not necessarily familiar with the way that London Underground have taught their drivers how to approach stations and how to take off and all that sort of stuff. But they appear to drive more aggressively than what I'd normally drive. So just over 0.4 of a mile to go before we hit Olympia. And once we get onto the main line, see, I was only idling there and it basically brought me to a stand. Once we get past Olympia a little bit, I'll be able to open her up a little bit and we can have a look at the train from the outside. And the inside, the passenger compartment's pretty sweet as well. I'll show you that at some stage as well. So if you don't mind getting your fingers dirty and copying and pasting and installing stuff, and you love London Underground, absolutely go out and do this straight away. I've had zero problems so far with it getting to work. I've had the occasional game crash, but that could happen in Train Simulator anyway. They didn't seem to be specifically for this. Okay, so we can go up to 25 now, so I can open her up a little bit. But we do have... Oh, we've got to go to Olympia and then we've got to change ends. Which is lucky that I looked out when I was making my first attempt. I couldn't actually remember how to change ends on here, so I had to quickly Google it. So I won't have to worry that I'm not changing ends properly or whatever. See, we've got a slow approach into Olympia anyway, so no need to get excited. Seven car train, so we can use the whole platform. So we'll turn the wipers off. Don't want to hit the buffers, that'd be embarrassing. Although there is like a small signal before the buffer, so you don't go all the way to the buffers, which is deceptive because you could be looking at the buffer stop and think, okay, well that's where you've got to pull up to, but you need to pull up before that. Alright, so we're here at Olympia. Oh no, we're here at, where are we? We're not at Olympia, are we? We are at... Oh yeah, we're at Kensington Olympia. So, change ends and depart when ready. Okay, so I remember how to do that. Control hyphen. We're in the other end. Now, as I mentioned before, or got our lights on already, we have to make sure that the other end's still not cut in. So, Control Shift S. Okay, so we've got control at this end. We've got a signal. Doors are closed. Horn, and off we go. So we're on our way to Earl's Court. So this is going to be a fairly slow departure from here until we leave Olympia. We'll have a look outside in a minute. I just want to be able to pick up a little bit of speed before we start having a look outside and things. Oh, ECT, Earl's Court. That was where we had to go. Now this should be our signal up here, so we better make sure we stop it. There we go, it changed. Now, I don't know if you saw that, but the signal was at stop, and now it's changed as we approached it. So you do have to watch out for the signals here. have a quick look outside. There we go, we've got our destination indicator, which we didn't change because we weren't in service anyway. Our lights are on. Our driver's looking pretty spiffy. So we've got a 25 mile an hour board coming up. Got a few signals to go before we get to Earls Court. Now, one thing that you will probably notice over time is if like you're really anal and you're looking at signal numbers, a lot of them are Echo November 444. But if you can get around things like that, this is a great addition to Train Simulator. Okay, so we're coming up Earls Court's around the corner. Now we're coming into Earls Court now. Signals change as we approached. And if you've ever been to Earls Court like I have, you'll know that this is pretty authentic for what it actually looks like. So we'll pull up towards the screen. So let's have a look at Earls Court. Maybe not by that. So pretty authentic. Oops, where am I going? Okay, so we're heading off towards High Street Kensington. Although I'll zoom out. There we go, Earls Court. It looks pretty schmick, and that's the way, as I said, that's the way it looks. The destination indicators on the train doesn't change, and neither do those ones. Oops, I'm a bit lost. Neither do the ones on the platform, unfortunately, but hang on, my camera work's not very good. Oops, we'll go back. Those platform indicators there, I knew I'd get to the point eventually. Those platform indicators there, that's what they look like at Earls Court, although they don't change and they don't work either. So we'll take off from Earls Court and we'll head towards High Street Kensington. Here comes our train now. How good, seriously, does that look? I can't get over, and especially considering this is a freebie, not something that you have to purchase via Train Simulator, apart from a couple of the things that you need it to work. Broad coming up. Bit too hot. You even get radio chatter over the train radio? I've got a 15 board coming up, then a 10, so don't get excited. A little bit more power. Although we do have a 10 coming up. There's persons in the corridor without safety vests on. So, no need to get excited. Buffer stop coming up here. Turn our wiper off, turn our lights off. Now, they don't necessarily give us a marker here that I know about. So, we'll stop about here. We'll wait for our time to expire. And then they'll tell us to change cabs. That is pretty schmick looking. Change ends and depart if the starter is cleared. Note the speed limits on this section from here through triangle. So to change ends, control hyphen, and of course we have to check to make sure that the light's out here, and it is. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that this time. Double check, no, that light's okay. Bit of horn, and off we go. Okay, just for the sake of the exercise, Control Shift S, even though the light wasn't out. Oh, there it is, the light's out on now, so we'll do it again. There we go. We'll just go max power, straight off, max power. Why am I not moving? Really? Let's have a look at the cab at the other end, shall we? is interesting. Let's see, what else have we got here? Come on, I've got no idea. Turn it off, turn it back on. And let's see how we go this time. Well, this is odd. We'll leave that there. We'll quit that for some reason. I don't know why that train just didn't want to work on that occasion. But let's have a look. To finish off the episode, we'll do some testing of depot signals. We'll have a look at that. Until then, it was working. It was working fine. I don't know what I've done there. There is a whole page of keyboard commands that you can get on the things that you download. Some of them are probably similar to the keyboard commands on Train Simulator, although I don't use the keyboard. So we'll see how we go. Train Sim World, it's out. You can get it. If you don't like freight, don't get it. If you've seen the beta episodes that I did, well, it doesn't look that much different. High-speed trains in China, I like. Train Simulator, I like, and you can find all the previous stuff that I've done at simulatordurk.com, all previous episodes. The North London and Goblin lines, get that at some stage. And here we are at Ealing Common. Oh no, hang on, that's where we're going. So we're heading to Ealing Common, but there's 3 trains ahead of you all going to the depot. Okay, so let's have a look and see. Let's go to the front of our train and we'll change the desto, which I love doing. Love being able to do it, that's awesome. Lights on. There we go. I've got the rad, so we'll get into the cab. We'll check our old mate there. Control Shift S. Control Shift S. Hello, there we go. And a little bit of horn. And now it's working. Did that coffee cup just actually move? Might have been just the point of view. Yeah, just the point of view rather than the actual coffee cup that moved. I thought the coffee cup moved. I'm thinking, what? My driving's not that rough. Now there's lots of signals here, and as the narrative said, we've got 3 trains ahead of us, and the speeds aren't that high, so. Oh, we haven't quite hit the 40 zone yet. But instead of averaging it out for the speed limits, I expect the driver to average it out and just drive at a consistent speed with all the speed limit changes that they've got. So that signal changed in front of us, so that was good. So that's a thing definitely to watch on this one if you get it, is just don't assume that the signals are always going to be clear like in other scenarios. Whistleboard. Suddenly got a truck workers around. There's one just having lunch in the park by the looks of it, on the left. That's pretty schmick. Now we're actually not a passenger service. So just as long as we've got the road through the platform, which I won't be able to tell just yet. Go through here slow, just in case I have to slow down. There we go, we got the road, so we can increase our speed a little bit. We're going into the Depot 19 road. Oops, hang on, signal. See, I don't know the road through here. So we'll go up to it a little bit. They did say that there are 3 trains ahead of us. Okay, put it on 19E, there's a train ahead of you on 19A, okay. Tab, passing not danger, that's been approved, thank you muchly. It changed anyway. Come on, you shouldn't stop because of that. Oh, you do have to get used to the braking and whatnot on these things. Now, come on. Now the speed limit in here is 15, which I thought was interesting because the other depot I was in it was 10. But from time to time on these various scenarios with this pack, not only do you get to see these trains, you also get to see some Piccadilly line tube trains as well. So we're still under signals, that's good. I like that in a yard. There's another train moving on another road to our left. Our book departure is at 0809 after the train on 16A. Well, we've still got the road and we're not there yet according to my map, so probably after that guy. So we'll just sit here, wait for that signal there. At 809 after that guy. So they were just basically running us through the depot for shits and giggles. I'll crawl up to this one. Now there could be another one. I think I just stopped before it. Actually, I should just go back. From here, I can't actually see that signal. Now, this is it is cheating. I wish I could do this in the real world. Just get out and have a look and go, yeah, I'm buying that signal. Denied. So I've got to sit here. Okay. So yeah, I'll sit here. I'm not past that signal. You can quite clearly see. Oops. That I'm not past that signal. I left it bloody close, yes, but I'm not behind. I'm not past that signal. There's a clear. Hang on, that guy's got the road first. So he should get his ass moving, come on. I said that I have to follow that guy. Or follow a guy. But he's got the road, I can see that. Now if I was sitting in the cab, let's go sit in the cab. If I was sitting in the cab and I had the road knowledge, I'd look over there and go, oh yeah, he's got the road. Because quite clearly we haven't. Denied. Hang on, where's that train? Can I Oh, that's what we should do while we're sitting here not doing anything. We'll have a look inside the cab, inside the passenger compartment. So there's a London Underground map, a bit more modern than the one on the last episode. There's another train. So this dock's dedicated for the district line, so they'll only have the district line maps in here. So it's pretty schmick. Maybe not as high def as the ones on the 38 stock, for instance, but you know, I can live with that. So we'll go outside. Oh, that train still sitting there. There's not even a driver in it, is there? Not me, there's my driver. He's waiting. He's getting sick of waiting. Oh, that's the back end of my train, or the back end of a train. The back end of my train. My bike's clearly getting sick of waiting. Can't even see a driver in that one. Meanwhile, we're just continuing to sit here. It's like, denied. So he's probably broken down. I'll sit in the cab. But this cab is spectacularly detailed. So if we wanted to test the doors, let's have a look. No, they're not open. Probably recognises that we're in a yard, so they won't let us do it. Well, that's spooky. Now, am I supposed to get off this? I don't think I'm supposed to get off this train and walk over to that one, am I? I don't even know how that'd be possible. What I might do, for shits and giggles, control, have a look at the other end. We'll try and go back a bit. See if this makes any difference. Well, I'm further back from that signal and I can see it in the cab now, but Denied. What was the key that I pressed to get the... No, not any of those. Oh, well, that's an interesting view. Wow. Stop at 19E, go via East Outlet Road, show task. So... Stop at 19E, so I clearly did, that's 19. 19E, so I've clearly done that. And now it's saying go via the East Outlet Road, but it's not letting me out. That's a pretty schmick. It's a pretty schmick looking view. So he's got the road, so he's, as far as I'm concerned, he's holding me up. Because I went as far as I could before I had the road. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Maybe what I should have done, and of course this comes through to not having any road knowledge of this place. And I can't really go back because there's another train up my backside. And there's the one behind him. Oh, there's the station. Oh, how good's this? Seriously. I don't know how long I'm expected to sit here if that other train's got the road and it's not going. So I might leave it there. It's a little frustrating, but really not much else I can do at this point. I'm Simulator Tech. Thanks for watching. I don't want to be sitting here for another 20 minutes. Like it says, we're supposed to follow that guy. That guy's clearly... Has he even got a driver in there? I think there's even a driver in there. So I'll see you later. I have to figure out what I did there, but see you next time. Hope you enjoyed London Underground. This works in real life, so maybe. Or, let's just see what happens. Let's just go anyway. And it's going to go, you had a spad. Signal master danger. Really? Let's see what happens this time, eh? Ah, the box isn't even going to talk to me. This is what not to do. Just keep going. Oh, really? I had to go past those signals, even though they were at stop. Oh, we're not going. Come back. Somebody's going to have to see their simulator shift manager on Monday, and it shouldn't be me. They can't give me the road out of here. good 15-minute delay. See, if I hadn't done anything, I'd still be sitting there. Oh, what happens if you pass this signal? Well, apparently you can keep going. Sometimes that's what happens when you got too much real world knowledge. And sometimes you forget you're in a game, it's like, come on, I've got to get going. Can I pass this signal? And stop. Denied, 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 denied. So obviously I thought that I'd passed it already. But then that doesn't explain the next one. It needs to figure out that I'm actually here and then I can go on to the next bit. Even though I should just be able to walk through because I know that I'm an empty train. Berth in 21 siding if the shunt is clear. Roger that. At least these guys actually tell you where you're going. Ah, there we go, got the red. Got it! We shouldn't have any more signals. Oh gee, check that bump out in the road. Alright, it says we're done, so we're done. I'm Simulated Irk on Twitter, more importantly probably at IrkPod, and simulatedIrk.com, and I'll have all the information on episode 27 show notes, so if you want to and you think you can download this yourself. Don't forget, stay behind the yellow line and mind the gap. I passed the signal at stop 3 times. Yeah right, sure I did.